Hello, everyone. Welcome to Inside Talk Show. I'm Carla Elizondo. Inside Talk Show, it's an inside job. We are learning every day here through the best books and personal development, spirituality, how to live from the inside out versus the outside in. We have been taught our whole lives to live from our five senses, what we can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. The physical world dictates how we feel. We let current results run our lives, worry us, or make us happy. That dictates our mood. If things are good, we're happy. But if things are bad, we're not happy. So whether it be good or bad, the outside world dictates our emotions and our mood, which how we've learned here. The interstate, the inside world is the real world from which all the outside world manifests or comes to life. Remember, there is nothing that is manifest, that is made in this world, that was not created first with a thought from us. I always like to use the iPhone as an example. This was an idea in the minds of Steve Jobs, the people at Apple. It was an idea that came to fruition. Now we're holding that idea in physical form and enjoying the benefits of the amazing thing that is the iPhone. All right, we're continuing the reading of The Science of Getting Rich. I always do this for that thumbnail, got to get that thumbnail photo. All right, so we're continuing The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. Acting in a certain way. This is part 3 of chapter 11, acting in a certain way. He goes on to say, if you are an employee, if you have a certain job and feel that you must change places in order to get what you want, do not project your thought into space and rely upon it to get you another job. So if you're in a job, the work you do right now is not the work you want to do. You want a different job. He's saying, do not just project your thought. Don't just daydream. And what some people get confused with manifesting, just sitting here and wishing and hoping and getting a vision board for, which I believe in, very powerful. Vision boards are very powerful. But if we do not take that inspired action and move, nothing will happen. So he's saying, do not just project your thought into space and rely upon it to get you another job. So wherever you sit right now, whatever job you're in, whatever work you're doing, perhaps you want a higher position. Perhaps, I always use the entertainment industry, perhaps you are working on sets, but you're behind the scenes. You want to be in front of the scenes. Or you are a production assistant and you want to be the director. Hold that vision. Continue to do the work you're doing, but hold that vision and let it move you to take inspired action in any and every direction to get that place of a director. What do directors do? They direct. This day and age, none of us have any excuse, especially in the creative arts, really any discipline, to make things happen. We have so much technology access. It's not that expensive. We can even rent it if we can't afford it, to get our projects made ourselves. Take the initiative. We don't have to wait for any gatekeeper or meet anybody or, blame not having enough connections or not knowing people. You can make it happen. You have that power. Just switch the way you're thinking about all these things. Okay, so it says, if your current place of work is not where you want to be, don't just project your thought or dream about another job and expect it to fall into your lap. It will probably fail to do so. Hold the vision of yourself. So hold the vision of yourself in the job that you want. And this goes for anything else, but right now he's talking about work, your career, your vocation, what you are called to do, the work you're called to do in this world. Hold your vision. You have it for a reason. And the world needs you so badly. Hello. And I'm sure it's for good. If it's not, don't listen to me. But seriously, we have those desires and those visions of helping. And I always say, whether it be a musician or an actor, any type of artist, painter, why do you think they have the desire to do that? For one, yes, to express their talents and they enjoy it, but to make an impact and a difference, to heal, to help, to entertain. And a lot of people that do acquire money through artistic endeavors end up to be philanthropic, open charities, pay for stuff, travel, build wells. I mean, our talents were given to us not only so that we can use the talents and enjoy them and have other people enjoy them, but what's next? What is the next bigger thing we can do with all of the rewards we get from that talent? Monetarily, really, helping educate, helping build things, helping people out of troublesome situations. Just education in general. It's just so powerful. So don't just dream about it. Hold the vision of where you want to be, what you want to do. Hold that vision. Hold the vision of yourself in the job you want while you act with faith and purpose on the job you have. And you will certainly get the job you want. This is a big thing. And oh man, something that I went through as using my talents. We all have different talents. And I am a great listener. People have always come to me all my life for advice for whatever reason. I take it as a compliment now that people trust me. I seem friendly, accepting. I am friendly and accepting. I judge people just like the next person. But as you get older, you realize any judgment I have about anybody is just myself. If you spot it, you got it. I wouldn't judge it or see it in someone else if I didn't have it in me. Another story. But anyways, so wanting to help, therapy, psychotherapy, talk therapy, about our psyche, our soul, our spirit. Of course, I did learn about serious mental illnesses, schizophrenia, bipolar, all those other more severe or debilitating or those mental illnesses that really take over the body. That's not really where my talents lie. I have tried. I'm sure I've shared with you guys before. I used to work at the LA Mission on Skid Row. A lot of the homeless population was there, and it was severe mental illness, a lot of schizophrenia, a lot of just people who have experienced psychotic breaks for many different reasons. Some were drug induced. The bottom line, I wasn't given the grace to handle that. And I had to realize that it was too much. It was something that I was not given. That's not the assignment I was given. And I have nothing but respect and admiration. And I am just in awe of people who can. And I tell the story about the woman who I used to work with every time before when we first went in there. She would be like, "Do you know the Lord?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're going to pray." And she was just this big stoic woman who prayed, and we're like praying into our shift. And I'm like, "Well, this is like a real big church lady." But I got it. When we started working with that population, I was like, oh, the only way you can get through that is through dousing yourself with prayers and grace and calling in all the angels to help you, because it's tough. It's just the human mind at its most shattered, and it's not the people's fault. It's experiences, it's family histories, and it can always be healed, but it takes a lot of patience. It's like people who say, "I don't work well with kids. I can't stand kids." Oh, I work great with kids. I love kids. Kids love me. I don't know. I just have a childlikeness about me. I have no idea, but I work really well with kids. And so I remember talking to a professor of mine, and I was like, I just really want to work with that population who's really suffering, serious mental illness or addiction and all this. And I tried, but I'm too weak. I can't. And I feel terrible about it. Is that something I can work my way up to? And she's like, "No." She goes, who do you want to work with? What do you want? I was like, "Well, I work really well with kids." She goes, "Carla, do you know how many people don't like working with kids? Go towards what you like. Stop trying to do something that doesn't come naturally to you. Do what comes naturally to you." And I say this to you and to anybody listening, but again, to myself. Why do we beat ourselves up trying to do something that doesn't come natural because we think we should, someone told us we should, or we are trying to prove something, when there's something else that comes very naturally and easy to us that we've been hearing all of our lives and we do enjoy, but yet it might seem too simple. It might not seem like it's that cool, but that desire you want to express yourself and be known, understand that simple talent you have can be the vehicle that you get to the bigness that you want. And it's not about, and you shouldn't feel guilty about wanting to be known or to be famous, because that's an urge in you just to want to live a big life, to touch more lives. And be honest with yourself. Is it about you, or is it about the work you can do to help other people? We all have to ask ourselves that question. But I truly believe that we all have that natural inclination to live big lives so we can help the most people and just travel and see the world and get the most out of life. So it says, hold on to your vision. If you're not where you want to be, hold on to the vision of where you want to be. Do the very best you can. Hold on with faith, like you know that you will get there. But while you're at where you're at, do the best you can. Don't not do anything waiting for that position to come. That doesn't feel good. That's kind of where I found myself in. Like, I was transitioning. Well, I'm a therapist now and I'm doing coaching. And I wanted, and I did, leave the practice I was in. I'm just going to do coaching. I think I jumped the ship a little too soon. But I kept some therapy clients, of course, but I just had a shift, and those close to me know it. I'm going all in, man. I'm going to have a full caseload of therapy clients while I'm working for my coaching clients. I just don't feel right sitting around. Not that I was sitting around doing nothing. I'm working on, this social media stuff. But I'm just so excited to dive all the way in and give it my all and do my best and have the faith that I know that I will be coaching full time or teaching. That's really where my heart lies. While I'm working as a therapist full time. It feels so good just to even admit that and do it and say it, because I was under the illusion that I had to reject what I don't want, because I don't want that. Well, Carla, the bills are still due and you have to take care of business while you're working towards you want to work towards. And I think that's a big thing with our generation, because we see all of these success stories that seem to be overnight, or people on jets, or people that are wealthy, or people that have new houses and going on vacations and all this stuff. And I am so blessed that I was not on to social media until this past year. But my heart goes out to any and everybody, especially the younger generation. We have these images of standards of living that, to be honest, are unattainable. Look, I lived in Los Angeles for 15 years. The rent is expensive. It's expensive. You need a full-time job, or you need to really be at a level of your business that can sustain that type of living. And, to my point, I'm living alone. If I had roommates, it'd be easy. And maybe you have roommates, but it doesn't matter. We have to take care of business, do all we can. And it feels good when you're working really hard and doing all you can, because you're not depending on anybody else. And you're not asking for handouts, and you're not really, I was feeling like a victim. Like, I just wanted my business to be somewhere that it just wasn't. I had to be real with myself. Like, look, you have to do what you got to do until you can do what you want to do. And I don't subscribe to work hard, grind, get 2 hours of sleep. Oh, hell no. Okay. I need 8 hours of sleep. Like I say, the best cosmetic in my makeup bag is a good night's sleep. 8 hours minimum. I'm kidding, 7 or 8. But yeah, I need my sleep. It's the best. It causes me to have the best day, function, eat well, all that good stuff. So sleep is very important. Other than that, I am going to work my booty off until I am where I want to be. So it just feels good to wrap it back up to this. If you're working in a job that is not what you want to do, that's fine. All of us start somewhere. I'm still in it. Think of where you want to be, where you really want to be. You will get it. Have faith, believe in yourself, and have the confidence while you stay in the job you're currently in and do it to the best of your ability. I remember having this conversation with my good friend. I used to work with her at the restaurant. And I was in the service industry for 17 years. 17 years. And of course, it was easy. It was 20, 22 hours a week, and you make really good money. And it allowed me to do nothing, basically. I mean, I traveled and I did other things, but really, where was I focusing? I wasn't, is the issue. That's why I decided to go back to grad school, blah, blah, blah. But we were having this conversation about you have to buy non-slip shoes for the restaurant. If you work in the restaurant, you have to buy those non-slip shoes. And I just remember I used to keep them in my trunk and switch into them before every shift. And I used to say, I swear, this is the last pair of slip resistant shoes I'm going to buy. If I have to buy one more pair of these shoes, that means that I'm still at this job and I don't want to be here. And I just remember it was a book I was reading or something. This was probably about 6-7 years ago. And it said, if you are not respecting where you're at, the position you're in, because let's think about it. It was a job. It was paying my bills, allowing me to live the life I was living, which was a pretty good life. If I had an attitude of just a bad attitude about the job I had, not respecting it, my managers, my coworkers, my guests, my customers, I wasn't going to get promoted, meaning promoted out of that job to what I wanted to because I had a bad attitude. I'm better than this. They're lucky I'm here. That's a bad attitude. I mean, I wasn't that bad. Maybe when I was in my 20s, I was. Wherever you're at, show up with gratitude and humility, because the opposite of humility is pride. Nobody likes anybody who's prideful. That gets us defensive, closed off. That's not good. And the opposite of gratitude is entitlement. If we're not grateful, by default, we're entitled. We just expect it. And I use that example like when you get up in the morning and you can use the restroom and flush the toilet and you have running water. Be grateful for that. Be grateful for the healthy organs that can flush out your fluids. Be grateful. Just be aware. Let it come to you, those little things of gratitude, because we're not entitled to health. Anything can happen at any given moment. We're not entitled to clean running water. The majority of the world doesn't have that. We're very lucky. Let's have gratitude for all the little things. That's a perspective that I've been really harping on myself. I am going to be humble and grateful, because if I don't watch that, I get prideful and entitled. And that's a new concept, because we think entitlement is for certain types of people, entitled people. I come from a hardworking family and from immigrants. I would never have thought I was entitled, but I was. I was not in gratitude. I was entitled, and I wasn't grateful for what was coming. I was like, yeah, and where's the rest? Woof. Lesson to be learned. That was a long tangent. Anyways, hold fast to your vision of where you want to be and be grateful and have a good attitude of where you're at. Then you'll be promoted to the next level. You'll attract those things in your life, the people. You'll just be in a better mood. Creative ideas will come to you. Your vision and faith will set the creative force in motion to bring it toward you, and your action will cause the forces in your own environment to move you toward the place you want. In closing this chapter, I will add another statement to our syllabus. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which, in its original state, permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. You can form things in your thought, and by impressing your thought upon formless substance can cause the thing you think about to be created. In order to do this, you must pass from the competitive to the creative mind. You must form a clear mental picture of the things you want, and you must hold this picture in your thoughts with the fixed purpose to get what you want, and the unwavering faith that you will get what you want, closing your mind to all that may tend to shake your purpose, dim your vision, or quench your faith. That you may receive what you want when it comes, you must act now upon the people and things in your present environment. And to close off, wherever you're at, of course you want to be somewhere. That's your inclination to grow, your soul. The whole Genevieve B. Rand quote from inspired by Thomas Troward, Your Invisible Power. My mind, your mind, every one of our minds is a center of divine operation, always for expansion and fuller expression. It's a whole quote that I have memorized, but yeah, we want to grow. Our soul wants to grow. We're always growing or dying. We're either growing or dying. We're either moving forward or moving backwards. Everyone's alive, but we're either growing or dying. So expand, grow, hold the vision of where you want to be, get 1% better every single day, and be the best you can be with the people around you, whatever coworkers you have right now, whatever guests and customers you serve, whatever population you serve. Change your perspective, change your attitude, get into a good attitude of gratitude and of joy and of humility, knowing that you're going to get to where you want to be. With that, I hope you have an amazing day. It's Tuesday and the rest of the week. And we'll continue tomorrow with chapter 12 of The Science of Getting Rich. Have a wonderful day.